Is there any doubt with what you do, Blake, or whether it's doubt in your own ability, whether it's anything like that? I mean, obviously, as athletes, you have to have a great self-confidence and self-drive, but inevitably there are those moments where you do either doubt yourself or that negative thoughts, they come in. How do you work through that?
Yeah, I think any athlete is going to experience doubt and just questioning who you are. And I think a big way to move through that is first identifying who you are and what you're about. And I guess on top of that, why you started in the first place, because that's going to help you move through those moments where you're like, okay, is this for me? Am I good enough to do this? I have written, so I have my goals. I love my mirror in there. It's my favorite thing ever.
I
My
love a
goal.
mirror too.
And then at the very bottom, I have remember why you started.
Right.
And just that is another constant reminder of why I do what I do. And in those moments where I'm like, man, is this going to be good enough? It's never going to be good enough. So you got to keep working, but you got to remember why you started doing it in the first place, because it's a marathon, not a sprint. You're not going to get there in a day. You got to keep chopping the wood. That's what I tell people all the time. You got to keep chopping the wood, because the tree will fall eventually.
What's your why?
I have a couple. So one for me is making my family proud. My parents and my grandparents have invested a lot into helping me get to where I am. Coaches, making those family members of mine proud. But also, I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes back in 2011. I was 14 years old, and I was terrified because I did not know. I wanted to play in the NFL one day, and I didn't know if that was going to be possible. And I had a couple of mentors who were athletes at the time, some professional athletes who also had type 1. They reached out and encouraged me and just told me, there's nothing about this disease that can hold you back from doing what you want to do. And that has since become a big reason why I do what I do, is to encourage the young people now who are being diagnosed with this disease and telling them, there's nothing about what you have that can keep you from achieving any kind of goal that you want to achieve for yourself. And so that's a big reason why I continue to set goals for myself and continue to break down these walls that in my mind might seem impossible, but they're only impossible until you do them. And so those would probably be my two biggest ones. It's those are reminders for me that I got to keep working.
That's powerful, mate. I feel motivated, and they're not my goals. So that's awesome, man.